Welcome back, guys. I'm Gary,
I'm Gary Sr.
and we're with Automatic Door and Hardware. We're a manufacturer of commercial doors, automatic doors, and the parts and hardware that go with those doors. If you like learning about doors and hardware, then you've come to the right place. Each day we try to produce 2 or 3 videos related to this. So if this interests you, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Okay guys, so for our subject today, we're going to cover how to install a storefront door. And many of you may not know, but at Automatic Door and Hardware, we're a manufacturer of our own storefront aluminum door, and we call that the Ranger brand. And Ranger storefront aluminum doors, chances are if you've gone through any kind of commercial retail building, whether it be a gas station or maybe just a commercial office building, chances are you've actually walked through one of our Ranger storefront doors. And when we say storefront door, it's a door that's essentially constructed from aluminum extrusions that surround a full light of glass. These are generally used, like I said, mentioned in any kind of retail store, shopping mall, center, really any commercial building as the main front entry type of door. So we're going to go over how to install this type of door, and Gary Sr. here is going to explain step by step what to do when you've purchased our Ranger storefront door and how to properly assemble and install it.
Yeah. The first thing you want to do is unbox everything. It's going to arrive in a box, and carefully open the box up without nicking the extrusions, because you don't want to scratch them. So after you've opened up the boxes very carefully, and make sure that you don't scratch any of the extrusions with a razor blade, carefully remove them out of the box. And you could probably use the cardboard that the extrusions came in, or get some more cardboard and lay it on the ground, so that you can lay these rails out on a piece of cardboard without scratching them, or a piece of wood or something to protect them from not being damaged on the ground. You'll want to lay out grab one of the tall vertical rails, the one that has the pivots on it. That will go on your left side for the vertical rail, and then the lock rail, that will go on the right side, and you'll want to have the keyed lock cylinder facing up on that side. And then you'll have 2 shorter rails. One is going to be taller than the other rail. They're both the same width. And you'll want to take the tallest rail, and that will go on the bottom. And you'll want to lay that rail down so that the glass stop that's in it will be facing the ground. And then you'll grab the last rail, which is the skinniest rail that's short, and that will go on the top, and of course the glass stop will be facing the ground. The next thing you'll do is grab your straight threaded rod, and the straight threaded rod goes on the bottom rail. And you'll want to take one nut and thread it on there, and have approximately 1 to 3/4 of an inch of threaded rod sticking out of that. And you'll want to insert it in the bottom rail that the lock is in. And once you've inserted it in there, you can grab another nut and thread it on the inside, and tighten that threaded rod securely in place. Then you'll grab the next piece of threaded rod that's bent, and you'll want to re-verify that on your top rail. If you look at the inside of the rail, which would be the very top of the door, you're going to see a screw in there, and that screw needs to be facing the lock. And then you'll take this bent threaded rod and take the bent side, because the bent side goes where that screw is, and you'll take and install a nut on there, and then stick it through the hole on the lock vertical rail, and put a nut on the inside of that rail and tighten it down. You'll want to tighten that threaded rod down so that the offset in the rod is making a bend to go around where that threaded adjustment screw is for the glass stop. Once you've got that secured and locked down, then you can take your top rail and slide it onto the threaded rod, top and bottom. And again, double check to make sure that the top rail, that threaded adjustment screw, that the offset is going around it. That's what the offset is for, so it doesn't interfere with that adjustment screw. And once you have the top rail on and the bottom rail on, then you can insert the top rail threaded rod into the pivot side of the vertical rail at the top. And once you've got that in the hole, well, actually, let's back up. You'll also have to take a nut and thread it on there, leave about 1 to 3/4 of an inch extending out past the nut, and do the same with the bottom threaded rod. Then insert them into the vertical rail and install a nut at the top inside that rail and at the bottom. And then as you're tightening that nut down by hand, you'll notice too that there's a hole on the heel of that vertical rail that you can insert a socket wrench through to aid in tightening that nut down that goes to the inside. And you'll want to make sure that those rails are going into the clips that are on the vertical rails on both of them, on the lock side and the pivot side, that they line up correctly and fit into the pocket, and then slowly tighten them up. And it's probably a good idea to tighten one side up a bit and then go to the other one and tighten it up evenly. And those should be snug. Once you've got that done, then your door is assembled, minus installing the glass and the glass stops.
Okay guys, so that's how you install or assemble our Ranger storefront door. If you guys have any other questions on installation, feel free to contact us or leave a comment below. These storefront doors are extremely easy to install, especially if you've done one in the past. Doing it a second time is an absolute breeze. But we do offer these storefront doors on our website. We have tons of different models, many different configurations. If you're in the market for a storefront door, be sure to check out our website, autodoorandhardware.com, to see our Ranger storefront doors. And we're going to come out with a few more videos on door frame installation, glass and glazing, and also the options with Ranger storefront doors and how to properly order them. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.